So what is going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 107 of our next gen career mode on the PS4 with Stoke City. We do have a pretty difficult game up at Goodison Park up against Everton, the big boys, which I now call them, as they have made some very good signings this summer, as they have brought in the likes of Lukaku, and just bringing in the likes of Lukaku on a full deal is some great signing for the likes of Everton. So I really do hope Everton the best. They've also signed Samuel Eto'o, which is another very good striker. But as you guys know, the transfer deadline has now finished, and this video will actually be up a day after the transfer deadline day, because I'm now officially recording this the morning after the deadline finished. But anyway, Radamel Falcao has gone to Real Madrid. No, he hasn't. He's gone to Manchester United. And wow, I was really surprised when I actually saw this, because Radamel Falcao, all the talk was about him going to Real Madrid. There was no other clubs involved, and the last 2 days there was then Arsenal involved, there was Liverpool involved, there was Man City involved, there was Chelsea involved. So all the clubs then wanted him, and then out of the blue I just looked at my phone and it says Radamel Falcao has signed a loan deal with Manchester United. However, if you guys didn't already know this, it's not actually a loan deal. He isn't really going to officially go to Manchester United because of the fair play rules or something. He's not allowed to sign a full year deal. He's not actually allowed to sign for them. So therefore, what they've had to do is loan him, and this year they pay all his wages, but then next year they have to pay 43 million for his actual fee and his wage on top of that, and then they'll actually officially own him, because at the moment he is still a AS Monaco player, but basically he's a Manchester United player, and he will be. But I thought that was very shocking, to be honest, because I thought he was going to go to Real Madrid. I thought he'd fit in well at Real Madrid, especially with the likes of James Rodriguez and around him, but there's nothing you can do about that, and that's his decision to go to the Barclays Premier League. And no disrespect to Man United or nothing, but I don't think they're having a very good season this year, and I don't think they're going to finish in the top 4. I don't think Tottenham are either. I would love them to, but I just don't, because I don't see why Mauricio Pochettino did not sign a striker in the summer. It was just ridiculous, to be honest, especially when we've got Adebayor, which I think is lazy as anything. Doesn't run, doesn't work for the team. Then we've got Soldado, which I think is our best striker, but Pochettino just doesn't play him. And then we've got Harry Kane, who's sometimes really good, sometimes not. So basically, it's just, I thought we had to sign a world-class striker. I would have liked to see Danny Welbeck there or Wilfred Boney. They were the two players that I wanted Tottenham to go ahead and try and buy. They tried to get Danny Welbeck, and he ended up going to Arsenal, so that just completely backfired and went to Tottenham's bitter rivals, which just, I don't know why he decided to go to Arsenal, but that's football for you. Tottenham did actually sign a centre midfielder. I'm not sure actually who it was, but they also loaned out Lewis Holtby, and I believe they sold Sandro to West Ham, but that I'm not 100% sure on, so sorry if it's wrong. But going back to the gameplay, we were actually thrashing Everton 4-0 in this game. I thought it was going to be a very tight game, but in actual fact we were all over them. We were just, they just didn't turn up. It looked like they just didn't turn up to play the game. We were all over them. We had the chance to make it 5 with Danny Ings at the end, but Danny Ings hit the post. Harry Kane in this game does actually get man of the match with a 9.7 match rating. And I was just extremely pleased, because it's one of those games where you go out and think, oh, it's going to be a really hard game, it's going to be really tight, and then you go ahead and thrash them. And then some other games when, like, you play in the FA Cup or something against like Colchester or something, you think, oh, I'm going to go out and thrash these, and it's not. It's a really tight game. But that's just how it rolls. I was very pleased that we managed to thrash them, and actually there we did actually pick up a 3-0 win up against Sunderland, and we also picked up a win up against West Brom and Sunderland and Southampton. There we go. But our last game of this episode will be up against Arsenal, and a very difficult game. But we do get the first chance with Berahino. He has a good shot, but unfortunately comes off the top of the crossbar. And I can tell you now, the goalkeeper was getting nowhere near that one. If that was on target, I believe it would have dipped under, because as you can see there, he was slightly off his line. Berahino saw it out the top of his eyes, or out the corner of his eye, and he decided that he was going to go for it. Unfortunately, he did get a little bit too much power on it. The accuracy was correct, but not the power. He does have a very good chance here to actually make it 1-0 game, but unfortunately for them, they do actually make a very good block, and we have a corner. De Jure actually their captain, so very surprisingly that they've actually got De Jure, 30-year-old, but an absolutely scorcher of a goal from Jonathan Dos Santos here. And what a fantastic goal it was. I just couldn't believe it. It's one of those goals where the ball just drops out the sky and you think, oh, I'll just press circle, see what happens. And you're just not expecting the ball to fly into the back of the net. But as you see, it just drops down, he hit it on the half volley, and what a fantastic shot it was, right into the top corner. Szczesny with no chance whatsoever. I think it was on the half volley, it might have just caught it before it bounced, but there was no way Szczesny was going to save that. And as you can see there, they were throwing bodies and everything to try and keep that ball out, but there was no way he was going to keep it out, and it was absolutely delightful goal from my point of view, and I was very pleased. We do actually have a chance to make it 2-0 here. The ball gets played over the top to Berahino. Berahino was through. Unfortunately, he does pull his shot a little bit wide. I thought he should have went more direct instead of going away from goal, but that's the lack of experience for you. He's only 23 years old, and therefore that's basically just a lack of experience, nothing else. But they do get very good chances to come back on level terms, and Ramsey was running through, but thankfully Hugo Lloris once again saves our skin with a wonderful save, and we managed just to clear the ball and deny Ramsey from getting the simple tap in. But unfortunately for us, right in the dying stages of the game, in the 85th minute, Januzaj loses out to the ball. It comes to Ozil. Ozil plays the ball to Coquelin. Coquelin does very well to have a shot, and unfortunately he does find the back of the net. Hugo Lloris this time was beaten, and unfortunately for us, they do get a goal right in the dying stage of the game to put them back on level terms. And to be honest, I thought we really truly did deserve the win in this game, because I thought we were playing really well. Saido Berahino was playing very well, but unfortunately it just wasn't to be, and not Stoke's bitter rivals, but Tottenham's bitter rivals. Unfortunately, we just couldn't do it. And our last chance of the game does come to Draxler. Draxler plays the ball back to Murray, and Murray has a shot, but unfortunately his shot was pretty wild, and the ball does end up going out wide. And that was actually how the game actually finished. We ended up drawing 1-1 up against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. So once again, it is not a bad result, but considering where we are on the table, we're actually above them in the table. So it depends how you look at it. I think it was quite a good result, to be honest, but we do actually end up summing the game up against West Ham, and Nathaniel Klein and Luis Muriel pick up the goals as we end up with a 2-0 win. But the transfer deadline day has opened, and the players that we're going for, a lot of them, I already had them in mind. A few of them you'd suggested, and I can tell you now we do get one person that you guys suggested, so thank you so much for you guys suggesting. Actually, I'm very sorry that you can't actually suggest any more, because I've already, because obviously, as you guys know, I'm going back to school today, because this video will be uploaded on Wednesday, and that is the day I go back to school, so therefore it's going to be very, very difficult for me to start doing videos as we go along. But the players we go in for would be an absolute dream if we get them. The likes of 89 rated Balotelli, that would just be incredible if we could get him. We do end up offering 25 million plus Berahino, but I very much doubt that we're going to do that. But we just have to wait and see. We do get a 17 million bid for Hugo Lloris as well, but we up it to 23 million and just see what they're going to say. Eric Lamela unfortunately says, no, sorry, we want more money. So we decide to offer straight off 17 million for Eric Lamela, the 24-year-old Tottenham winger, as I believe he is an extremely, extremely good player, and I'd love to see him at Stoke City. Balotelli or Sergio Ramos this time does actually come back. I can tell you now, we don't actually get Sergio Ramos. He does accept the 27 million deal, but we just didn't have the financial funds to pay for him. As you guys know, the reason why we're going in for all these players is because we did get the financial takeover. I did actually tell you about 2 or 3 episodes ago, but that's why we've got the money, if you're just wondering. The good thing is, Ike Gundogan does actually accept the 24, or Borussia Dortmund I should say, does actually accept the 24 million bid for him, and that was extremely pleasing that we could be bringing in an 87 rated player, which would just be out of this world if we could, and we do go in and offer him a contract. But we're now actually approaching the end of this episode. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you hit the like button. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, as you can keep up with all the latest videos, etc, etc. And also, follow me on Google+, as it really would help you out. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.